Hello and welcome to Old Man Orange Podcast, fucking Christmas edition. My name is Spencer Scott Holmes.
I'm Ryan Dunigan.
I didn't know if you had anything to say to my Christmasness.
I was like, he's gonna finish it up with something. Like, oh fuck, he's looking at me. He's like, what do I do? Ryan Dunigan. Yeah, okay. And I'm home. I'm homeward bound today. I'm home today. I'm home for the holidays. We're gonna try and get a couple episodes in while I'm visiting because so much smoother than Skype.
I know we're hanging out at Dunigan's dad's new man cave that he's built. He's painted the walls. He set up a fucking racetrack in here. There's a full-on bar. There was a purple horse in the corner. I know that sounds kind of weird, but
it's like one of these old vintage kind of like, I guess back in the 50s. I don't know how it correlates, but it looks like a merry-go-round horse. And it was like this little metal merry-go-round horse thing that with a Coca-Cola emblem on the base. And I guess it was used in the 50s. Like, you know, horses and Coca-Cola, they go hand in hand. What are you, fucking stupid? Buy it, you know? So
who doesn't drink a Coca-Cola when they go on the merry-go-round?
Yeah, that's what it kind of looks. And he just has it like spray painted green with this kind of like flame. Is a flame tint. It looks cool and all. It's up here, but it sounds.
Did you just say green? Because the only green on.
I don't mean green or purple.
I said the only green is the reflecting light from that Rolling Rock beer sign.
So my dad just pretty much turned this room up here in this extra bedroom into a man cave. This is where he used to record when I was living at my folks' house for a while, but now it's his man cave. So. Yep, just, getting ready to get some good old wholesome Christmas goodness. And the thing is, right now we're doing this, as I said, we're doing this in my house, and I have my grandparents downstairs along with some other family. So I'm like, you guys just stay down here. Don't come upstairs for at least 2 hours.
Whatever you do, don't come upstairs.
They might lose respect for me, and they're going to come in. They're going to see us watching this Arnold Schwarzenegger movie from the mid-90s and screaming about dicks and whatever. So, yeah.
So what we're doing today is we're going to do another one of our, pretty much only our second one, but something I've been wanting to do tons of, is where we do commentary on good old movies that never got a commentary track, or at least not on my version. I got the original DVD copy. I know there's a special edition one actually out there on Blu-ray and whatnot. I think it's got some extra scenes in it.
Yeah.
It's called the Family Fun Edition.
Fun Edition.
Which that's what my Arnold Schwarzenegger triple pack is with Junior, Twins, and Kindergarten Cop. It's called the Family Fun Edition.
Well, I'll say this. Even though I love Kindergarten Cop, that was one of those more darker movies for as far as what you consider a kid's movie. Because there was a part that actually
it's a PG-13 movie.
It's PG-13, but there is that part where just like he's a guy doesn't know what to do, and he's in like school with a bunch of kids, and there's part like there's a dead body on this slab that OD'd the other night. Remember that one?
Well, the very beginning of the movie, it's just like an action scene. You know, there's a guy walking around with a shotgun blowing people away. I think that movie is like one of those ones. Like I don't think it's necessarily like a kids movie. I think it's one of those movies where it's got kids in it, but it's sort of made for adults. Yeah. But in the long run, it became kind of a kids movie.
Yeah.
But so we're just watching the regular cut. So if you're tuning in with us, and hopefully those extra scenes don't totally throw it off.
As opposed to the R-rated deleted scene version of Jingle All The Way, the director's cut,
where Schwarzenegger like beats some poor like sales attendant in just to get one.
He impales Sinbad on a metal pole at the very end. He says, "And a Merry Christmas to you too," and kicks him, and like dresses Turbo Man, kicks him off like the ledge.
But so if you want to watch along with us, if you've already seen the movie, you can go like that, whatever. We'll tell you when we're gonna hit play. We're right at the DVD menu right now. I don't know how many people are watching it on the fucking old like red copy of Jingle All The Way, the one that came out in 1998.
Possibly watching on Netflix. But
you can watch it on Netflix, iTunes, whatever the hell you want to pick. We'll just let you know when like the 20th Century Fox logo comes up, and that's when you can sync it in good enough. But you want to get started?
We'll get started.
Okay. Hit the old play button.
Good old Christmas Eve, watching Jingle All The Way.
Oh, no, but the best. Okay, that's the
home video label right there. That's me enthralling for them.
Okay, this right here is where you can tie it all in. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, I thought I turned that fucking down. Hold on.
We ain't fucking. Oh, that's the volume. That's okay. Shit. It's paused.
Well, then
I'll turn the fucking volume thing down.
You could turn the volume. Well, I turned it down on the TV.
Okay.
Turn off that fucking speaker. Yeah, there we go.
It's all the way like I'm fucking 80.
Okay, our bad there. You know, we gotta turn that sound off. So 1, we don't get sued, and 2, we don't get distracted by the movie.
Okay, so we're gonna rewind it. Just go back to the beginning of the very thing.
Well, this is a perfect place because we're right at the 20th Century Fox
At
logo.
an angle, as if you're looking at the 20th Century Fox logo at an angle, right as it's coming in, basically.
So ready, set, let's go.
Dun, 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 dun. You just got that thing where you hear it, you gotta finish the song. Dun, 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 dun. Just sound it real quick.
There we go. And we watched this movie like pretty much earlier today and the day before, just so we had it totally fresh in our minds. But now we got the sound turned off so we can talk over it.
Well, now, I'll be honest. I got the idea last night, and I texted you on my way home. And I've not seen this movie in 11 years. I'm like, I gotta watch this again real quick, because I can't go in there blind. There's so many parts I forgot about. But, yeah.
I watch this one almost every fucking Christmas, just about, or even in summertime and whatnot. I mean, Arnold Schwarzenegger being my favorite actor, so I just kind of go through his films in, a big, block.
I wonder if, if this movie came out this day and age, I guarantee you that, they would actually say, you know that Jingle All The Way movie? We're actually gonna make a spin-off about Turbo Man.
That would be sweet, because look at this Turbo Man part in the beginning where he's fighting everybody fucking Power Ranger style. He's got Booster who's got the thong on, which is always kind of weird.
Yeah. The pink saber-toothed tiger with a thong, yeah.
Well, this was all apparently
That's
this movie's main
here.
script was all based off Power Rangers.
I can see that.
Is the guy he had some relative that got into a huge fight over getting a Power Rangers action figure during Christmas, and that's where he got the idea.
That's really how this all came about?
Yeah, though actually apparently this movie somebody else wrote a script in 1993 called let's see, I wrote it down here. Called Could This Be Christmas? And it was written by a high school teacher. And for the longest time, they were trying to sue 20th Century Fox for ripping it off because they said it had same scenes, similar dialogue, and same character names. Mm-hmm. And then, in 2004, they outruled it and said, "Nah, Fox's movie is, its own movie." And that poor high school teacher is probably dead now. And actually, I'm not too sure. But
probably every
day is just I could have been the guy that wrote Jingle All The Way.
She hates Christmas that much more. Just I did love Christmas at one point in time, but now, whenever she sees this on television, little Jake Lloyd, little Mini Vader.
Now, when you were a kid, did you ever fucking act out shit in front of the TV, making sound effects and actually acting like you were Turbo Man or Power Rangers or something like that?
Not to that effect. I might actually kind of get up and just kind of, I do this weird thing, part of me wanted to, I get up and kind of pace around, watching, yeah, getting into it, but I wouldn't be full acted out. That's almost maybe a little bit more creepier. My parents walk in on me, I'm watching, Sonic the Hedgehog, and just
yeah, Sonic.
Walking back and forth, yeah, get, as if, someone's watching, some, big, fucking football game or something.
Every time Sonic defeats Robotnik, you treat it like it's a touchdown.
Yeah, you get that shit. Good game. Get that emerald, man. You get that fucking emerald. Right there. The Jake Lloyd though. This is as I'm sure most people by this point know. I didn't know. So last time I saw this movie was probably 10, 11 years ago. It's holy shit, that's me.
You pretty much almost haven't seen this movie since it came out on VHS and DVD.
No, this came out.
Don't you own this movie?
No, I don't. No,
this movie. I thought you did.
This was longer. This is before Phantom Menace. So this came out.
This is 1 year before. I think. No, wait, no, take it back. This movie came out in 96.
So, yeah.
I think I wrote it down, too. It came out on November 22nd, 96.
And I want to say
right
Star
after
Wars
Space
came...
Jam.
Yeah, that's... There's some memories. We can probably do a podcast on that at some point.
I know, that's a great movie.
That one right there, what was I going to say?
This is one of my favorite lines here. You're my number one customer.
Comes his little tagline right there.
You're my number one customer.
No, but, that kid... you ever seen, things of Jake Lloyd now? How he looks, what he's been doing? There's an interview with him, I
heard there's a sad interview with him.
It's he's in a gymnasium, and he's sitting there.
Is he in a gymnasium fucking getting his black belt? It's my dad never showed up.
20 years later, he still never showed up.
He still calls my mom his number one customer.
I hate my fucking dad. He beat me once I gave away the fucking Turbo Man action figure, and since then things haven't been the same between us. He tries, and he can't even show up to the fucking.
I ran away and tried to be Darth Vader. I thought that would make life better, but it only made it worse. People just constantly yell at me.
He's driving very fast
and attack me on the street.
I feel bad for him, no, because there was this point where, I'm not gonna lie, I don't think he's that great of an actor, even for a kid, but I feel so bad for him, just because in this interview, he just looks no other word other than defeated. He's just kind of man, I was in high school. Kid. The kid, there's
poor Phil Hartman.
He's
such a good actor.
Mm-hmm. Poor Phil Hartman. But he is in the interview. He's I I was trying to be I was just some kid actor given a great opportunity. You know, it's Star Wars. What kid didn't want to be Star Wars? What kid didn't want to be Darth Vader? And now, like, I can't. I mean, yeah, they're good for kids, but you know, he says the fans, oh, they're so understanding. You know, just like not a day goes by where probably somebody doesn't go, "This is so wizard," or like something to the effect of like, "Are you an angel?" Like people just starting shit with them. He said like that kind of stuff. Like so.
Yeah, it probably happens.
That poor guy. That poor, you know. And the thing is, like, he looks like he's like 80 pounds heavier too.
Oh, so he's what 80 pounds heavier than he is in this movie? So he's like a regular sized adult?
No, but I mean, like, I guess I saw him at one point. He just looked like a normal teenager in the between stages after, like, I think Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones. But now,
well, he's allowed to be like the same age as us.
Yeah, he's the same. He looks like so much. He's bigger looking than me. He's bigger and thicker looking than me. Let's put it that way.
So he's got a little bit. Well, I'm not gonna blame the guy.
Yeah,
he lived a hard life.
He lived a hard life.
Being an actor.
He said, "Damn it! There's your PG. There's your PG right there."
I know. Is it PG or PG-13?
It's PG.
See, there's a yellow belt. That's as far as I ever got in
PG.
martial arts. Then my martial arts studio closed, and that was the end of that.
They make it out to be like yellow belt. I'm this close to being black. Like, yellow belt was like number 2.
Well, yeah. Well, I think it depends what kind of martial arts you're doing, because the whole thing of those like colored belts things, that's a total American thing.
Yeah,
but,
I can see that. We gotta loop the kids in. Kids like colored belts.
Yeah, they're in the colors and
they
shit.
like that. You see Power Rangers bullshit.
Here's Arnold getting pulled over for fucking, trying to skip everybody on the side lane.
Yeah, no, that cop. I don't know who that.
He's a famous old actor.
He has to be.
Fucking fat kid.
I imagine this right here, like. I kind of like to see the one kid who doesn't break through the box, like, he
I got a splinter!
Hurts his hand, like, you don't get your belt, you fucking pussy, and they walk away.
Just the sense, like, pushes him over really quickly.
But no! In this movie world, everybody is so much more aggressive and so quick to be, like, be narcissistic and negative. I wonder if, like, in that minute, like, say, like, little Jake Lloyd doesn't break through and get his belt right here, which he does, good for him.
He gets the purple belt.
But what if, like, everybody else just, like, even all the adults point and laugh, like, ha ha, pussy! Because it's over the smallest thing in this movie. Like, somebody could say, like, hey, do you got that action figure? Wait, say it again, say to this guy. Do you have that action figure? We don't got the action figure, you fucking idiot! Fucking
it's been out for months!
Yeah, then everybody just joins in. This is a horrible world this movie takes place in.
This Minneapolis, I think.
Oh, don't go to Minneapolis. Fuck.
Yeah, fucking Twin City bullshit there.
You go there and
everybody's fighting, and Christmas spirit's like way to the extreme.
Mm-hmm. Even like the fucking little kid that like steals a little bouncy ball, Yeah, he has to give you some fucking attitude, It's gonna sound really random.
This is something you don't really see very often anymore. Maybe you do in like richer neighborhoods, but like the full-on lights. Everybody's cut back a bit in recent times. I actually really think that it's due to. It was an old generation thing, and young people just don't care nearly as much. Don't care as much about the lights and the decorations and so on. I mean, if you had a house right now to set up all kinds of stuff, would you?
You know what? My apartment back in San.
No, I'm talking about a house, not an apartment.
House.
Yeah, if you
probably not. Maybe
let's just say you lived in Arnold's house right now, and fucking Phil Hartman's up there working on your roof. Would you be like Arnold Schwarzenegger? Or would you be like Phil Hartman?
I'd probably be like Arnold.
Yeah, see, I'd probably be like, well, I could set that up. That sounds like effort and time, and I work hard and
it would probably
provide for my family and shit.
It'd probably be more something to the effect of like, I'd probably get like some little Charlie Brown Christmas tree, and then like maybe a wreath. That's probably
and then put it back in the attic for next year.
And if like I can't, and then on that Christmas tree, I'd probably hang like a Batman ornament or like a Mario ornament and call it good.
I don't know. I feel like his wife never defends him at all in this movie.
No, everyone in this movie is
kind of like
complete,
prick,
utter shitty, except Arnold.
Arnold's
like the one likable person in this movie, in my opinion.
And then Phil Hartman's almost like that. You know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of like Ned Flanders in this movie.
And if Ned Flanders was an evil rapist, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I really wish, because here's the thing. I mean,
his name's even fucking Ted.
Yeah, Ted. Ned. He's he's Bizarro Ned Flanders. That's what he is. Look at this little fuck. Little fuck just shooting him just the death daggers in his eyes.
Well, that's the one thing that's always bothered me. There's a lot of movies out there like that have
90s.
They have those kids that are just their dad's working so fucking hard so they can have this grand life, and because dad's at fucking work and doesn't show up to their goddamn karate tournaments or whatever they have, or fucking to their baseball games, they get so fucking pissed.
He's like, oh, you want to know why I couldn't show up? Because we live in a fucking 3-story house. You just have 3 stories and slams the door in his face.
Indianapolis, you fuck.
He's Arnold. Like, here's the thing. I'll be honest. I do like this movie, and this movie does have some nostalgia, but I almost wish there was
That
like...
kid has such a fucking cool room, though. Look at that fan.
He has a big Captain America, like...
painted on the back of his wall.
Which,
fucking
you know,
Hulk
Arnold
right there.
Arnold did that.
Yeah,
you know Arnold did that.
Because Arnold's an artist, you know, in real life.
Yeah, he is an artist, yeah. And, like, he has all that, like...
Look at that fucking Wolverine.
They must have had
pillow
a
and
tie-in
shit.
deal with Marvel, with all that Marvel stuff in the room.
I know there's a bunch of it.
So, but I was gonna say, like, I would like to see, like, an dark R-rated version of this movie, like the horrible things he does in order to get that Turbo Man action figure.
You know, sadly enough, there's a sequel to this movie out now.
And it's not...
It's got Larry the Cable Guy in it.
Are you fucking... How do you go from Arnold to Larry the Cable Guy?
I don't know. They needed a cheap actor, I guess.
How long ago did that come out?
It came out this year. And it's produced by WWE Studios and 20th Century Fox.
All right, well, I'm guessing there's...
See, if they would have thrown in somebody like a wrestler in there, maybe that would have sold it to me. Put Triple H in it, or
because I think the whole
Kevin Nash, I don't care.
I think the whole thing of this movie, I mean, really what makes this movie all together is Arnold. That's kind of what everything makes this movie right here. Because I think the thing about Arnold, even when he's in a kid's movie, it's not... I think a lot of people play it up. And there are moments in this movie, like right here a little bit, where he's playing it up. But I think most of the time he's like, what the fuck am I doing? You know, and I don't mean that like as an actor, but he's more like... His character is kind of like, I can't believe this shit's going on. Where like other like big action stars, they're kind of like, I'm in a kid's movie. I gotta be wacky. Where here he does...
Well, that's what I like about Arnold. He always still feels like Arnold when he's in a movie.
Yeah.
You know, it just feels like this is Arnold if, you know, he was not out, like, maybe, like, in a past life he was out shooting people up, like, it's like in Commando. You know how that movie starts off, and he's in that, like, really sweet, like, almost, like, out in the middle of the wilderness of, like, Los Angeles area. It's like he's retired. That's almost what this could be, too. He's fucking retired from all that. Now he's working, you know, some desk job and has to take care of his kid, fucking buying him the action
fucking
figure.
shitty kid.
He's kind of, like, ungrateful.
Look at this kid's fucking room. He has Captain America.
Got so much shit
He has, like, a
in there.
professionally painted Captain America on his wall.
I don't know.
What do you got? He has a clubhouse in the back that Arnold made.
I would be lucky if I had a Captain America poster that I ripped out of a magazine and put it on my wall. fucking from like the 1990 movie.
But no, like, I think that's something kind of that Arnold's really good about whenever he is in a comedy, because he doesn't play like, oh no, I'm in a wacky comedy. He plays it off. I don't know why. That's a horrible Arnold impersonation.
Also
I
like
think he plays
Antonio
it
Banderas.
That sounds more Antonio. Yeah, it's more like, hey, what the fuck am I doing? You know,
That
it's
still
more.
sounds like Antonio.
Yeah, one second. Get to the chopper! You're like, what am I doing? Yeah, there you go.
That's
like,
better.
This is fucking bullshit, you know, so... Back to Antonio.
See, look, now this kid only loves Arnold now because he's going to go out and get him the action
This
figure.
toy, yeah.
See, and I got this action figure actually
I like how
when
he's
it came
just
out.
spinning. Like, I wonder, just like 3 hours later, still spinning, because that was a long transition.
I actually have the Turbo Man action figure, too. It's sitting in my house. It watches me as I play video games.
I was fiddling with it when we were watching this movie.
I know he's kind of wounded in Vietnam with a broken
yeah,
leg
his
and
leg just
everything,
kind of
but-
hanging down.
And he's missing, like, his, like you know,
there's
his, like, glass piece. But other than that, though, his fucking battery's still working. It impresses
I know.
me.
He's, like, this is like... He has a few scenes where he kind of overacts. Like, yeah, okay, I'm in a kid's movie, I'm in a comedy, whatever.
Well, it's a
But then
comedy.
most of
It's
the time-
gotta be slightly
and I
over the top.
understand, but it's once he reaches, I think once he kind of reaches the store, from that point on, he's way more of he's way more of just kind of like, okay, I'm pissed off. It's all business now. I'm not, you know what I mean? He's a lot more angry. He's not so much like, oh, look at me, I'm Turbo Man. I'm trying to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I just wish his wife would just stand up for him. It's like,
Okay, since you're getting that toy, we can fuck tonight.
And yeah, you just kind of go. But she doesn't, like the kids, like she doesn't. She needs to sit down. Somebody needs to explain to that kid that his dad works real fucking hard to have this nice fancy house, you know, in a good suburb neighborhood where you have to fucking live next to Ted Flanders.
Yeah.
They never released that.
Look like,
I wish
those
they
look
released
like just
those.
like flat. Those just look like flat pancakes right there. That cereal you just poured.
I know. If they would have had that, I would have bought that. Remember when they had Jurassic Park fucking cereal? It was the coolest thing ever.
What was it? I'm guessing it was just.
It was like Lucky Charms,
with
but yeah,
dinosaur,
with dinosaurs and. I don't know, it wasn't like you had fucking like an Eddie Carr like little guy in there like, don't eat me, don't bite me in half.
There was like a Jeff Goldblum. What's his name? What's Jeff Goldblum's character?
Ian Malcolm.
There's like an Ian Malcolm shape. They didn't have the dinosaurs; just had human shapes.
Yeah, it was like, why is there no dinosaur shapes in there? It's just all human shapes.
With
Well,
Sa-
you're
with
supposed
Sam
to be
Neill-
the dinosaur. You.
Well, Sam Neill shaped marshmallows. This part right here, like, this kid, I can't. This movie I do like this movie, but it just makes me angry just for how much of how shitty everyone is in it except Arnold.
Well, I think that's...
And Arnold, if he does do anything bad, it's kind of like the world pushed him to it, you know?
See, and then fucking Ted comes by and he's got the goddamn reindeer bringing it in. Mm-hmm. And I also like, he's like, oh, I'm going to release it out into the wilderness. I found a nice little family out there. And stuff. It's just like they'll accept him and bring him in like nature's own. It's like, no. Next thing you know, they're gonna look at him like, oh, there you go. And then once fucking Ted turns his back, they're gonna eat
knife
him.
it. Like one deer gets up and starts knifing it,
just shanking him in the corner.
That's just right. Which like, no,
he's like city reindeer.
He's like, no more reindeer games for you, you cocksucker. Just like slits its throat slowly, you know. Merry fucking Christmas, you know. Generally, I like how they kind of...
It's like half puppet.
It's half. Like, right here, like, that's a real one. That's puppet. Obviously puppet right there, just because of how you can't control reindeer that much.
Yeah, unless you maybe put your, like, finger up its butt or something.
Yeah. I like how, like, he and the reindeer have, like, a mutual, like, agreement later, like, kind of... I don't know.
Beer. Yeah, I noticed that
he just, like, punches the thing in the face, like, fuck you. The reindeer's like, all right, I know my place now. Just a punch from Arnold is all it takes.
And I think that's, like, a callback to, like, Conan the Destroyer, because he punches out a horse in that movie.
That's a good point. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. I would just like to see him go full Arnold. We all know what we mean when I say full Arnold.
You mean, just, like, what if the movie was like the Terminator gets sent back in time to find a Turbo Man action figure?
I'd take that. I'm actually, you know, that'd be really badass. But in all honesty, I would just like to see him Arnold just like make this kind of like falling down. He's just reached his point.
Oh, where it's just a constant build-up?
Yeah, and the build-up kind of happens. I mean, you know, we already...
just dealing with all the shitty commercialism of Christmas and just, like, how it just kind of builds up and builds up and builds up, and then he almost just goes on a killing spree at the end.
As good as Michael Douglas is in that movie, he's a normal guy. Imagine how much damage you can do with fucking Arnold just trying to, like, put up with this shit. And then suddenly, I'm guessing whoever wrote this... Well, I want to say this real quick. Whoever wrote this... really hates, like...
Christmas?
Well, Christmas,
the commercialism part of it.
Commercialism, also, he really hates people in the service industry. Like, you know who I really hate? People that work at fucking stores.
People that work at fucking Toys R Us. And what's that one that used to be in the mall?
KB Toys.
No, not KB. Well, KB Toys too, but the one that used to be, like, in big city ones. Fuck. FEO Schwartz.
Oh, yeah. I think that, like, they just, like... You know what? I just really like as if like people in the. I mean, you will get some people in like in that industry. They're just kind of like, whatever. It's just a job, which I understand. But they're making out to be kind of like I live to ruin the lives of other people. You know.
Well, you know, I
must have just had
because you think about like in the '90s, like there was in probably early 2000s, there was so much of that thing where like people like freaked out about certain toys, and I remember being as a kid. None of those toys were ever toys I want. I didn't want a fucking
Tickle Me
Furby
Elmo
or a Tickle Me Elmo. Like, why the fuck would I want that? Maybe if it was like a Tickle Me Wolverine or something.
Like, when you tickle him, just like the actual knives are shooting out. Like, you know.
It's all really creepy.
And like it has this thing where it like a Furby, it like learns like a sleep schedule, but if you touch it, it like nightmare stabs you, like wakes up and like stabs you.
Stabs you like Rogue.
Yeah.
Right here, we got Sinbad coming in. Originally, Chris Columbus, who produced this movie, wanted to have Joe Pesci in that role.
You know what? As much as I like Joe Pesci, I think Sinbad's probably a better choice because even though he's a comedian, he's the same size as Arnold.
That's literally what they said. They literally said that they want somebody of equal height and kind of like to Arnold because it just Arnold would just pick up Joe Pesci and like chuck him out of the way.
Like it's gonna look like Joe Pesci's just humping his leg. That's all it's gonna look like. But you know what? I'll say this: if it was Joe Pesci playing, like if we're going back to the movie, like the dream version of this movie, which is Joe Pesci maybe playing Joey from Goodfellas, then it'd be
that might be different.
Was it Joey or is
I
it?
think that's it. Yeah,
Joey.
It's either that or that's what it is.
Joey or Johnny. It started with a J, ended in a Y.
But I just, you know, like, obviously with Black Friday, things like this happen, but I think just due to the internet and due to the fact that kids don't fucking care about toys anymore nearly as much.
It's a sampling error, basically.
Yeah, this really tells you what it was like in the 90s during Christmas, like, with toys.
Yeah, I think that kids still like toys, kids still collect toys, but I think more than anything, I think, like, this is what I'm talking about right here, though. I'll go back
Look how douchey this guy is. You Turbo Man sold out weeks ago! Bah! And he even gets, like, this really douchey face.
And everybody just joins in, like, they're all looking in, like they're all looking in, just kind of waiting for the opportunity. Like, oh my god, these fucking idiots. We're all in the same area.
Look at lady, look at this fucking retard.
Look, she bought the fucking booster. It's like, I'm settling for the booster, but you're all a bunch of fucking idiots. You know?
Let's point and stare at the black guy.
Now here's where like Arnold just loses his shit. Literally, like just starts like, you know.
See,
it doesn't come out at this point, but Austrian Death Machine starts playing, and he still starts murdering everybody in this circle.
See, like just literally, this is the great part about Arnold in a comedy is because he's just got the
this
string and
happens.
just grab him like, put some sense in these fucking workers.
Like here's what we like.
Here's your Christmas spirit.
There we go. That's the most he kind of overacts in this movie, and that makes sense though, and that's actually a pretty.
Well, it's not even like really overacting. I think that's just kind of like, you know, he's just...
not overact in the sense because like I don't believe Arnold would really stop doing that. I just think he just knocked these fuckers out.
No, that's a nice way. He's holding it in. You can see the anger is being held in.
Now right here though, like, what's that kid? Oh, okay. I thought the kid was on an iPhone. Like, oh, the iPhones didn't exist. Oh, he's a remote control car. Okay. But right here, though.
You know, actually, apparently Sinbad and Arnold Schwarzenegger improv a lot of their lines together.
I can see that. I can definitely see that. Well, because some of the jokes, I'll say, some of the jokes are even kind of like, for being a kid's movie, are kind of dark.
Yeah.
And almost compared to the rest of the movie, I can see that being something that just Arnold or Sinbad, like, improvise. Primarily Sinbad.
I was just say, it's more like a family movie than a kid's movie, though.
Yeah.
Because a kid's movie, pretty much, I always feel that's a movie that appeals to, like, 15 and under and nobody else, where a family movie is supposed to appeal to, like, almost everybody, and that's pretty much how this goes.
Mm-hmm. How would this be? Just this giant Austrian man just stop! Like, I don't blame this lady.
Yeah, this lady getting scared.
Clearly, we're not made to... I understand we're not made to like her just the way she looks, but still, I don't really blame her not...
No, yeah, I mean, I'd be scared if I didn't know who Arnold Schwarzenegger was and he was running after me.
What if he's just, like, running with, like, you know, just hands out, like the
T-1000? What if Robert Patrick was chasing me like that? I'd be very scared.
What if Robert Patrick
was... like Hercules.
Yeah, I saw Hercules.
Like,
I saw Fantastic Four and, like...
Ghost Rider?
Yeah, Micro Machines.
Nobody wants Booster.
Or the Brain Man.
I love that line where, like, Sinbad's like, Booster? Who the hell wants Booster?
Nobody likes you, and then kicks him into the thing.
Oh, that's later on, though.
Yeah, it's later on. No, but, like, there's the whole...
Dude, so you remember that? Like, fucking looking through the phone books? I remember doing that for video game stores. I would go to a certain town, and we'd literally whip out the phone book and just look for as many retro game stores as possible. Too bad I can't do that anymore.
Or you'd look for something like... To a Man in the Motion Picture. And I never noticed that before. Or, like... You go looking for a comic book store and just to realize, oh, they just sell primarily cards and like a handful of figures. And
I always hated the fucking card stores that you go in there looking for Pokemon cards or Magic or comic books, and then you realize it's like, oh, it's all you got is sports cards. Like,
yeah,
and it's just like, I don't know. And then like the people that mostly sell that too, they always go like, well, we don't want to appeal to that other demographic.
And you're that other demographic too, right there, like you're just being shunned.
Like Arnold Schwarzenegger like tears down this like Turbo Man stand up.
No, Cisco told me one time, oh yeah, you gotta go to Murphy's. There's a comic book store there. I'm like, there's a comic book store in Murphy's? Oh my god. So I one day just drove all the way over there, and it was literally just kind of
like 5 issues.
Well, no, it was like this. It was like I think he just rode by and saw comics.
Fat kid. That's how life always was. Fat kids always wanted to play the main character.
You always had the fat kid. Like, I'll go back to this in just a second, but like I drove by and it was just like they sold like old 1940s comics. It's Murphy, so it's fucking expensive as shit. Like, oh, okay, and old magazines and whatnot.
So yeah, different kind of comics.
But no, but that right there. I mean, I'm not trying to sound like, you know, what's not a, I guess, racist, a weightist. I don't know what you call it, but everyone always did have that one fat friend that was kind of like the Cartman.
Yeah, no, there always is that Cartman friend who like everything kind of had to go his way. And sometimes you just kind of accepted it. Yeah, it's like look at him. Phil Hartman's just like, he's just going after everybody in the neighborhood.
At first you think he's just kind of like just a really nice guy who's just a little too nice. And, you know, because sometimes there's those people like, you know they're nice, but for whatever reason, you just don't like him. This is the moment right here where you realize, no, fuck this guy.
I like when he yells at the kids, though. He's
like, shut the fuck up! He's just like,
you fat piece of shit!
Like chucks one of the cookies at him.
Oh, here we go for like the most classic like Arnold Schwarzenegger line from this movie, probably, or at least you know.
Put the cookie down.
I wonder if that was an improv line.
That would have been interesting right there. Just Arnold. What if they just like, all right, well, we're gonna have Arnold just improvise into the phone, and then we'll just cut back to John Ritter, just to, like.
Not John Ritter. Yeah.
Not John Ritter. He's the other one that died, but died way more peacefully than opposed to poor. This dude.
Just trying to blank on his name.
Yeah, I know that I've heard about him on several podcasts right in a row. I mean, I know of this guy. Like, he was in Small Soldiers.
I don't know. Phil Hartman. I don't know why.
Phil Hartman.
Spaced out on that for a second.
He was on like, what was it?
Well, he was on the Pee Wee Herman show. He was on Saturday Night Live for a long time. He was in Small Soldiers. Oh, there we go. Put the cookie down now.
He was the poor guy that they talked. Joe Rogan talked about on multiple podcasts on Nerdist.
Well, yeah, because Joe Rogan was on the same sitcom he was on.
And he said like the guy was basically like murdered by his own wife, and
it was a murder suicide. She was gonna kill the kids and everything. Very dark. Yeah. Very sad. Not like this movie. Sadly enough, this is actually his last movie too.
This was his last movie?
I know. I think he was just still doing that sitcom, but this was it for him. Mm-hmm. And the special those old fashioned special features where they just kind of have the cast and crew. It says Phil Hartman. It just says, and he died in 1998, and that's as far as it goes.
Really?
Yeah.
No real. He's survived by his.
Oh no, I take that back. Small Soldiers might have came after this one.
I want to say because at the end of Small Soldiers,
it's got a dedication to Phil Hartman.
At the very end,
I take that back. For some reason, because this movie came out, I think I keep looking at the 98 for the DVD, but it's like, that's wrong.
Well, I remember at the very end of the credits of Small Soldiers, it's like an outtake of him saying something that kind of chuckling, just says for Phil.
That's right, because I actually just watched the ending of that movie not too long ago.
And I know who he was at the time when I was a kid, but I was like, oh, he probably died.
Yeah, because these are the two movies I always think of him when I was a kid, and then Pee-wee's Playhouse. Mm-hmm.
Sinbad right here is...
He was so big for the 90s, but when was the last time you heard about him?
Not a whole lot. I mean, I think he just mainly does stand-up.
Because he was in that Shazam movie. Or was
he in Shazam? That was Shaquille O'Neal. That was the star of Shazam, but maybe he was in there somewhere.
I want, because he was in a couple, he had just a bunch of, family kid-like movies, where he played the main character. I can't think of him now, but I remember watching him as a kid. I think just due to this movie, because I was like, oh, he was in with Arnold Schwarzenegger. He must be a really good guy. I should watch all his movies.
Mm-hmm. I know he's in movies. I'm drawing a blank on a lot of them right now. But
see, it is really a build-up, because poor Arnold, he just goes through all this shit.
One thing after another.
He has to deal with the postman. He has to fight with the people. There's this cop that just is everywhere.
What if there's just that part, just when he gets the Turbo Man outfit at the end, he just somehow comes across a machine gun? But I feel like, well, now how awesome would it be if this cop? I know he's an old famous actor. I don't know who he is off the top of my head. But what if he was played by Robert Patrick?
Oh yeah.
How amazing would that be?
Even though when I was a kid, I was just thinking this guy is he was calling Barnaby Jones because that's what Sinbad calls him.
That's from an old musical, isn't it? Isn't that from what?
It's an old.
Barnaby.
I want to say it was an old cop show, but
Barnaby Jones. Well, no, I guess I'm thinking that the song "It's a Beautiful Day Out, Barnaby." So I don't know. Maybe that was Barnaby Jones. Maybe it's an old
that's
cop
probably
show.
Something else. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Not gonna lie, I know it's something from the olden times named Barnaby Jones, but I remember I think when I first introduced to it was in Frisky Dingo when Killface is blinded and he comes across Xander. He says, "What's your name?" Barnaby Jones. So for a whole remainder of that season, he just calls him Barnaby Jones. Yeah, I'm actually Xander Cruz. Bye. He just runs off. That's the end of that season.
See, this is actually probably the prime time of malls, I guess, 80s, 90s, when they used to have mom and pop stores would be in there, and this one's obviously probably not mom and pop, but now it's every mall you go to in the world is the exact same thing as any other mall you've seen. There's nothing different about it. They're all the same 30 or 40 stores.
Whoever wrote this or oversaw the art direction must have really hated people in the service industry. I had a really shitty.
Look this guy's such a dick. He's you know what? I'm going to raise the price on it because I'm a dick and I have power. And look at me. I'm talking in one of those My First Recorders.
And so are these people these people have shitty lives at home. These guys handing out the bouncy balls and all this and that.
I know.
It's fuck it, I don't care.
Yeah, suck those balls.
This is not worth the $4.50 an hour.
Yeah,
we're paid back in 1996.
Yeah. Dude, those my first recorders, whatever, could almost be my first podcast.
Yeah. That's a good point.
See, look at this violence here.
I guarantee you there are people that probably just try.
See, at least that guy gets tackled and fucking
I like how just people, it looks like they're
literally just diving.
They're just diving into shit.
I like to believe that there's people that go there and they're you know what? I'm actually not into getting the products. I'm just into the mayhem and destruction part.
Just Anthrax caught in a mush.
Starts They're just running around, just fucking tackling stands and everything, knocking over toys.
Or 2 minutes to midnight starts playing.
It almost looks like get the black man.
That's what it
Because really, there's almost no black people in this movie except for Sinbad and the poor guy that has to work at the diner, and there's nobody there.
Yeah, and that poor guy's man, this is a shit.
And he's fucking Sinbad.
He's the
ripped
one
my
other
phone off the
that poor black guy in the diner that's gonna be I think in a few scenes from now. That is the one other likable guy. And he says nothing the whole time in the movie.
No.
It's just Arnold. He's the one other guy, because it's more you like him out of sympathy and you don't know anything else about him. But that right there makes him more likable than anybody else in this movie, other than Arnold. How awesome would
Now,
it be right here?
do they say in this movie, like, if you get that bouncy ball, you get a Turbo Man?
I think it's just like you're getting raffled and you.
That's what I thought. So that's why I was kind of confused why he fights after this one ball.
Fuck you! Just kicks the fucking Legos. Because you hear a kid cry when he does it. It's just like, fuck you. Like, he almost had to take that moment. Like, this is for me. It's such a shitty world. I had to do something for myself for a minute.
The weird thing is that's a girl, that little kid.
Yeah, it looks kind of girlish. At the same time, though,
it's
always this kind of thing that's weird because you can tell it's a young kid, but too old to be being pushed in a fucking stroller.
Yeah, that kid can fucking walk. That kid's like 6 years old.
That's not a toddler. That's kind of like the things that always annoys me in movies when... I mean, I know it's like...
We need a kid. Well, here's a 6-year-old closer fucking up.
It's a producer's niece or someone, I'm sure. It's usually that usually works because there's like a part like whenever you see a kid and they treat the kid like the kid's helpless and like it's like, all right, if you were like 3 or 4, I'd get it, but a lot of times they'll get like an 8 or 7-year-old and like pretend
little too old.
Yeah, like that kid's obviously 6 or something. But
when you were a kid, did you ever used to go in these play place things? Yeah. Like either at the mall or fucking at like Funworks or something like that.
Maybe not at the mall, but if I was at a Chuck E. Cheese or something.
Yeah, like Chuck E. Cheese. Those things, like now when I think about them though, I just go, those things are so dirty and nasty. But as a kid, you don't have that mindset.
No, there's like shit and like needles in there.
Yeah, there's always a kid that threw up somewhere in there and has probably been there for the last 3 days.
Or like, they literally have cleanup crews that go up inside those things and just like, it's like, give me the fucking ball, you little bitch!
That should be a special on Dirty Jobs.
Yeah. Or like, like you like heroin. I mean, I'm sure this is a rarity thing, but sometimes like at like McDonald's, whatever, like heroin addicts just go in there and shoot up there and literally leave their fucking needles in the ball pen.
Yeah, I'm glad that never happened in Tuolumne County.
Yeah, but
well, they just like go and like they dive into like the fucking ball pen, just lay there, almost like the devil in fucking like
well, when I was a kid, when I was almost kind of that's a good point, Cow and Chicken. No, there was.
I got Jim Belushi's got his little cameo in here.
There was that point though where when you were a kid, you would go in like the McDonald's ball pen or whatever, and you're like, "What if I just stayed here?" You're like,
"This could be my home."
What they could, the concept is like, are they gonna actually send someone in? They,
take me out.
Yeah.
I like this guy. He was in. I always think of him in Seinfeld.
He's like if you need a white dwarf, that's the guy you usually go to. If you need a black dwarf, you go to the guy from Bad Santa and Spaceballs.
Oh yeah.
I only see these 2 dwarves. I never really see the other ones unless it's like Mini Me.
Yeah, Mini Me's kind of the new guy. But the sad thing too is like midgets nowadays, like they're never in movies anymore. Remember in the 80s?
You got what's his name?
We used to get so many movies, and then like Time Bandits and fucking The Willow.
I think before, because even in this movie, they're almost treating like subhuman. But I mean, recently,
he's a con man. He's like evil. He's fucking hanging out with
But even
Jim
the little
Belushi.
guy, but they're always like characters. There's never like, hi, I'm a dwarf. I just happen to be a dwarf. They're always kind of like
midgets, not dwarves.
Midgets, dwarves. Well,
it's not the same thing.
I thought dwarfism, and I thought that was like the politically correct term or whatever. Like dwarfism.
No, I think they like little people now, but that just sounds even worse to me.
Yeah, there's dwarfism, and then there's
it's one of those ones. It's like sadly enough, all those words. It's like not like it's. I don't think midget's a bad word. I think just like people just use it in the bad way. Like it's just like any word, and then like at some point people go, oh, you know what? I don't like being called that anymore. I want a new word. But then when it comes back around, they're like, let's go back to the original.
Well, a lot of times in movies, like for a long time, you'd only see them if they're like playing like a character of some kind. Where I know his name, even though like I'm drawing a blank. He's like one of the few big ones. He was, even though they make fun of it in Bruges. He was the guy that was in Bruges. He was he played Trask. He was Trask in X-Men: Days of Future Past.
Mm-hmm.
He was also in. That was cool that he was just the evil billionaire. The fact he was short had nothing to do with it,
Yeah, exactly.
And then he was also, I haven't seen it, but he was apparently a very big character in Game of Thrones. So.
Huh. Well, at least he's getting work. Yeah. I just feel like there used to be all these kind of movies that, like, I know they were always fantasy movies, sadly enough, but...
just wait for one to come out where it's like, he just happens to be a midget. He's not like,
This is kind of like an interesting thing here. Just they're going to like some fucking back dealer, like speakeasy club of like toys, Santa's fucking kingdom. Like, this should be the thing that throws you off. Why is everybody so dressed up in here?
Yeah, because it's funny.
I
think it's one of those things, like, I'll say this real quick. Where's I going with this shit? About the Santas and, Jim Belushi? Fuck. Oh, well, whatever.
I don't know. Jim Belushi, being the con man as usual.
Mm-hmm. Well, right here, this whole part, wasn't there, like, originally, like, Didn't the scene end differently? Like another take of it. I thought I heard something. That,
I don't know.
He went to jail or something, but then they didn't. They kind of wrote themselves.
Maybe that's in that Family Fun Extended Edition. Yeah. I'm gonna have to pick that up at some point. Just check that out. I just thought that was just a different cover because Christmas movies do that all the time. They try to flip the covers on you, so you assume you're getting a different movie, and then you realize it's just the same one you already had with a different cover.
Yeah.
So I didn't think too much of it, but they got it on Blu-ray, so it's like, yeah, I guess I could get this movie on Blu-ray at some point.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's good to see Jim Belushi back with Arnold because I really like The Red Heat a lot. Mm-hmm. Did you ever see that one?
I never saw The Red Heat.
I gotta let you borrow that at some point. It's a really good movie.
All these different Santas right here.
I know. They're just like everybody's in there.
Now,
they're
this
all
guy.
and they're all con artist Santas too.
This guy really hates Santa impersonators. He really hates people that work in the service industry. Yeah. He's the bitter person who wrote this fucking script.
The sad part about this is like, I feel like if this Turbo Man that he opens up in the package, if it happened to be just the Mexican version of it and they weren't like it wasn't broken, it's like, oh, that'd probably be good enough. Mm-hmm. Like fucking Darth Vader could use a little bit of like an educational experience. But I love Arnold's face though, like right when he opens the package and the head falls off the arm.
Like right here, this is.
He just gives like the total death stare.
Like everyone in this room is gonna fucking die.
I just spent
this right here.
Yeah. I just spent $300 on this fucking piece of shit.
Let me get that for you.
How much do you think one of those Turbo Mans cost? Like their initial price, because they never say it in this movie. So if he's paying $300,
$50.
That's what I was always guessing too.
That's how much I want to say the Buzz Lightyear was, and it seems like kind of like Buzz Lightyear was.
One of the other guys in this movie, like he got some ideas because like in '95 or whatever, before they did this movie, there was people fighting over a Buzz Lightyear. One of his family members went to or something like that.
I remember that was
they were literally using the Buzz Lightyear as a fucking weapon.
Oh my god! No, I remember because I think they I remember when Toy Story came out. It blew my mind. Like they came out with the real Buzz Lightyear, but the wings and the extendo light didn't have the karate chop action. But you didn't give a shit. It was close enough. Even though Woody was my favorite character, I'm like, no, Woody's cool, but
as an action figure, he's just not up to par.
Yeah, like I was happy I got Woody, but at the end of the day, I was like, Buzz. I really.
It took him forever because like a good Buzz Lightyear didn't come out till Toy Story 2, where like they actually finally had one that was pretty good.
Shop? Yeah,
I'm glad that the Turbo Man he came out pretty well. Like his wings popped out, he had lights, he talked. He had
you didn't give a when you were a kid, you didn't give a shit. Like I'll settle. I understand that Toy Story's a magical world where toys come to life and all this stuff can't happen.
I was slightly bummed by my Buzz Lightyear was like his helmet doesn't go back into his suit.
I was a little afraid to actually just kind of like
put your finger.
What?
Put your finger in that thing.
That sounds wrong.
It's gonna chop it off.
Just like I'm
gonna dick your holes, bub.
This guy's got to be somebody.
I think I almost just like dubbed that.
He's got to be somebody right there.
I always thought he was too. I always thought he was going to be like a wrestler and stuff, but then I looked it up and it's like
that is a scary. That's like Santa Claus out of an Eli Roth movie right there.
Like every time I look at the credits, I just don't know who that guy is, and I think that someday I'll know, but I never did. So we got another little midget guy.
It's fucking his head.
This
part seems like if you're watching this audio, it's like it's like over here going to the corner. He's happy. Arnold's just smiling like, fuck that guy.
I also like Arnold pretty much, until he gets electrocuted, he's pretty much taking out every one of these Santas, like, single-handedly. No problem whatsoever.
He got him right in the gooch, too.
Yeah, he's like fucking electrocuted his balls.
Now, here's where I just kind of wish that we went full Arnold and just said, fuck it, everyone in this room is dead. That's what happens if you fuck with Arnold.
Exactly. Please break in. I like how Arnold
gets... the Grinch.
I know. Busting up the Santa ring.
No, I thought this part, I'll say this, I don't really know how to get out of it, but I thought this part was pretty clever right
He is creative, how he sees, like, the fake badge.
Yeah, that's clever, No,
I can't imagine anybody arresting you for being like, I got duped into being here, I didn't mean to. Mm-hmm. But better off to escape out of here.
Well, it's much more like Arnold, much more like badass.
Yeah.
Like,
This is just to control the scene.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like
fuck you.
It's almost like an Eddie Murphy thing, because I always think of, like, in Beverly Hills Cop, how he's always kind of like faking his way through everything in that movie.
Yeah. This is very much like an Axel Foley move right here.
Yeah, exactly. Literally an Axel Foley move. Mm-hmm. And this guy's just like, oh, this big man's yelling at me.
I'm balding and I'm fat. What can I do? Look at him.
He's probably older than me, but he looks so much better.
It's kind of like you mentioned.
I don't like how the cops, like, they had 4 cops taking out the midget guy. And then everybody else, it's just like this one guy leading out like.
You look into it like he's wanted like 4 other countries, like death penalty in Guatemala or some shit. Like he's like the international criminal.
Poor Arnold. He's been so busy all day that he's ran out of gas now. Of course, on the bridge too. Do you ever have that fear of breaking down on a bridge?
Yeah, I
feel like that's gonna be one of the most worst places to break down.
Highway, yeah.
Because everybody's gonna go drive by you like, "Hey, you fucking idiot, move!"
Yeah, I've literally.
Why don't you put it in neutral?
Oh, all right. Well, nothing's really happening for a little while. Oh shit, this part's happening. Well, I'll try to make this quick. One time, it was you were with me, and it was actually around Christmas time. We were driving my Subaru, and we're at this little intersection in the middle of one of the most popular shopping areas in town. And what ends up happening is the car dies, and for whatever reason, there's some safety thing you gotta you wouldn't even think of, some stupid safety precaution. You gotta flip this switch, flip that switch, go back over here, pull this thing out,
take a screwdriver, plug it into the fucking,
and then put it in neutral. And for whatever reason, every person that was driving by, maybe you should put it in neutral and just push it to the side. Yeah, because that's not the first fucking thing that came to mind.
Fucking assholes.
Just
I love this fat kid's he's like, maybe your parents should get a divorce. It did wonders for my dad. Look at me, look how fat I was. I used to be skinny like you. My dad got a divorce.
You could be me.
Everything came to me. Look I have a reindeer. I named him Ted. Because my dad's so cool, unlike your dad. Yeah.
Isn't the Phil Hoffman character, isn't his name Ted? It's named after his dad?
He's like, I named it after my dad because he's the coolest guy ever.
I just imagine that kid riding it like fucking Yoshi.
This is one of the parts that totally skips by. I like how he's like, what's your mom up to? She's like, oh, she's next door petting Ted. And he just lets that slide, like, what?
Total fucking hand job joke of some kind, and just in a kid's movie.
But you think that'd be the one thing yo, you gotta go over there and stop this.
Son, in my sock drawer there is a gun. I never need it because I always use my hands, but I have it for you.
I think it's time to take Mom out.
Do it in front of Ted. Let it sink in. If I can't have it, no one can. But Dad, you want Turbo Man, don't you?
See, this is where the kid becomes a total prick too. He's like, Dad, fuck you, Dad. You're never anywhere. You don't show up to anything. Blah, 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 blah. Look at me. I'm a little bitch. Dad's working so fucking hard to get you all the shit for life, and you can't fucking respect it.
In the Jingle All The Way kid, how awesome would it be if, in that character, you just, do, the real sequel, and he's, living in a bathroom stall sucking cock for money.
Sucking Larry the Cable Guy off.
It
did tie all the way around.
There's Jingle. Okay, it pulled,
Boy, he couldn't get any work after that fucking episode 1, but Jingle All The Way 2 came around.
At first I was like, what does this have to do with the first one? It pulled the Vin Diesel in Fast and Furious 3 on me. Here he is. He's just sucking cock in a bathroom.
And it's with Larry the Cable Guy.
Get it done! Right into the camera. Credits.
See, here's this poor black guy working a place, and look at this.
This is the one.
This whole place, there's nobody here, and this guy should be at home, but sadly no.
Oh, he says something right here. Never mind.
He does say something.
I forgot what it is, but it's probably one of the only nice things anybody else has done for him in the whole movie. And Sinbad.
Sinbad's there, of course.
You kind of give Sinbad a little bit of a pass because he's Sinbad.
And he talks about getting that Johnny 5 or whatever fucking Johnny 5.
He's clearly whatever. Well, the thing is, I know he's talking about a toy, but the way it makes it sound yeah, my dad he's going to give me this assault rifle with a shotgun.
It was 7 guns in one, yeah.
I know he's talking about some Nerf-like thing, but it sounds like it's just yeah, fuck my dad. He would not give me this fucking machine gun with a grenade launcher attachment. Fuck
and
that
I like
guy.
how this gun is literally what he considers his downfall to where he spiraled in life, because he didn't get the fucking Johnny 7 guns in one thing. He is now working a shitty job as a postman, and he has that thing. He's like, my next door neighbor fucking Billy. Guess what he got? He got one of those guns, and he's a billionaire now.
That's clearly the indication.
And then it's Arnold pictures his son there. He's just kids drinking fucking whiskey. Here's to you, Dad.
That part's kind of funny, I'll say, just because I like how the movie has these moments where it's willing to be dark for a minute.
Yeah, just why?
It is a very lighthearted movie.
It'd be funny if it was just showed the kid fucking blowing Larry the Cable Guy. Here's to you, Dad. Oh.
Or if it'd be real, what if he just had a fucking belt
tied
to his arm, a fucking needle just dangling out.
Just I had hope and dreams, but you didn't get me the Turbo Man doll, so I just kind of said fuck life from that point on.
So here's to you, Dad.
Get her done.
Oh my God.
See, now he's talking about that story.
Yeah. No, and he had some actually. I believe that now that you mention that they improvised a lot of the lines. I believe that, like especially that line, like I took philosophy in junior college for a semester, so I know how it works. You know,
because you always see people do that too. It's like they have like this like almost like I saw a History Channel special on it, so I'm an expert.
The poor guy. Right
See,
there.
poor guy. That guy needs to be home, dude. What's he doing working?
Especially on the holidays, you know.
Yeah, no, exactly.
This part is the part right here. I think it transitions to him as like the kid.
Well, I like how like Sinbad's character sort of like the way it's kind of written is that he's a mix of like he's like the bad guy of the film, but he's not like a total bad guy where it's like he's just trying to do the right thing.
I don't know how doing the right thing by endangering the life of a child. There he is.
Yeah, there he is. The kid's like, here's to you, Dad.
I just look at Arnold's face.
You could just like cut that in.
Use that for anything, right there.
Yeah, wait, I mean, like he's doing the wrong thing, but like in his mindset though, he's built it up.
How most bad guys work.
Well, yeah, he's built up that like as long as my kid gets a fucking Turbo Man, life will be set for him. He'll have the golden spoon of that Turbo Man, which is really like the most capitalist thing you can think of. Dad, if all I had was a PlayStation 1, life would be perfect. You never have to worry about it until PlayStation 2 comes out.
Yeah, and also, by the way, can it be Crash Bandicoot? I really want Crash Bandicoot.
Can it be Mario? Son, they don't make Mario for a PlayStation.
Well, what, son? Well, you don't love me, Dad.
Dad, you love me. You would go down there and tell Nintendo to make it for PlayStation,
just for me.
So this poor guy now, he's like, it's like, oh, they're going in there, they're breaking my phone booth up, and then next thing you know, they rip the handle off.
Forgot about this part.
But this guy he's just like,
boom.
I've been working this diner for 50 fucking years. I inherited it from my dad. I just don't give a flying fuck. It's Christmas. I guess it's Christmas Eve. Is it Christmas or Christmas Eve?
Christmas Eve. He's like,
yeah, it's Christmas Eve.
He's like, my grandpa died on Christmas Eve. My pa died on Christmas Eve, and that's when I inherited the diner.
They all died in that phone booth. I like how this guy says, like, why don't you get the fuck out of here and walk down the street?
Thank you.
Most of us was like, please God, just get out of my place.
Just fucking.
It was much nicer when there was nobody in here. I know you paid me all of $3.50 for your 2 coffees, but and then of course what they do, they go outside and knock over all those like fucking magazine racks. Don't even pick it up.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
Arnold just reached his point though. I mean, I can understand it. But
they're both at like their limits. That's like the whole point of this movie. It's just two working class guys going to like the ends. Even though Arnold Schwarzenegger's kind of like white collared working guy in this movie.
He's well,
I like how like Sinbad. He's literally throwing stuff out so he can like throw off weight, like he's in a ship that's sinking.
Yeah.
Because if you
it's in my name. It's in my name.
When you were a kid, did that ever confuse you? Like Sinbad, like the sailor, and then Sinbad, this guy. Like I got confused because when you're a kid, there's that thing where like people can only have one name for a while, like that. So like when you hear that, you just like, he must have been the pirate back.
Or maybe too, like Cedric the Entertainer. The only Cedric that entertains people.
Yeah, exactly. Why would you lie to me?
Yeah.
This guy's like literally the most stereotypical looking radio
DJ?
host guy.
Yeah.
Whenever they kind of have like the ponytail,
the glasses. Like I was hip once.
Like I was a cool guy back in 1962.
I actually imagine a lot of times the like this guy definitely. But the one like Wayne's World, like Handsome Dave or whatever, where he was just kind of like windbreaker, balding, big ass nose. I imagine that a lot of the time.
Oh yeah, that too. It was like that douchey guy. It's in the Brendan Fraser one. I forget. In the rock band.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Steve Buscemi and Adam Sandler.
The one where they take over a prison. They
take over the radio
station. They end up in prison. That's right.
I own the movie. I can't believe I'm forgetting it.
Airheads.
Yeah.
Airheads?
Yeah.
Airheads?
Because they got that one guy in there who's just like the most douchiest producer guy. He's got the little ponytail and everything.
Kind of slicks back hair, right? Blazer.
Yeah,
right?
and he's got like weird shorts on and everything. But this radio host has like every right to be scared of these.
This is all right. This is like
two giant 6-foot guys break in here. Literally, Arnold Schwarzenegger kicks down the fucking door to get in. The glass shatters.
This is all right. This is likable guy number 3 in the movie. Is this DJ?
Yeah, he's not doing. He's just working his job, and he's like, he was just trying to hand out a flyer or a voucher for a Turbo Man doll, and these guys are in here. Fucking Sinbad's yelling. I'm saying he's got a bomb. I mean, they're in a closed space. There's nowhere to go. He's hiding behind the chair because, for fuck's sake, that's all he's got. Is that or hide behind a couple of cassettes?
This is where my life is.
He's like, that lava lamp is all I have. That's all I got to my name.
Oh, I just got.
You can take it.
I just got done playing fucking like
Eric
I have
Clapton.
to play Eric Clapton and Video Killed the Radio Star every 5 minutes of the fucking day.
Well, I used to love Eric Clapton, but now I hear it so often that I just want to kill myself.
And the thing
But not with a bomb.
The thing is, I gotta play. I used to love Layla. But that's a fucking 10-minute song if you play the whole thing, and people always jump on me if I don't play the 10-minute version, and gets requested multiple times a day. So just fuck my life. I'm done. Let that bomb go off.
I like how Sinbad, he's really just like breaking people's like fucking Christmas gifts too.
He's just an all-around.
He almost is like a very like I know his intentions, but he almost is just kind of a horrible person in this movie.
I can kind of see this. He's almost kind of like, not to look too deep into it, but it almost seems kind of like what Arnold could become. Yeah. Arnold's not there yet, but he could become that.
Well, Sinbad is just like, he's literally the most desperate father known to mankind right now. He is, everything is for his child, so he doesn't care. If it's somebody else's Christmas gift, fuck it. You know, if it's somebody else's life, fuck it. If it's somebody's in their way, fuck that person too.
Arnold, though, I'll say this, Arnold's a little bit more of like,
he's just the guy.
He could become that. He could become that. He almost becomes that, but he goes the other way on that.
Sinbad's just falling deeper into Dante's Inferno.
This shit's getting deep. Wow.
See, and then of course, once again, who's Arnold?
Is Arnold Virgil in that case? Is Arnold Virgil? Now we're not going.
He might be.
We just discovered the deep metaphor to Jingle All The Way.
Yeah, it's fucking really. This movie is Arnold Schwarzenegger's
sold
as the main character,
hell.
but really Sinbad is like the guy who's like.
It's their journey through hell.
Strange enough, actually, I think actually Sinbad would actually be Virgil because he's sort of leading Arnold through a lot of these things too.
Yeah.
And Arnold Schwarzenegger's just trying. The Turbo Man is like getting his like wife back. So, or just like getting his soul.
Because then his wife will probably look at him the same way again, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So that's all he's trying to do. Even and then the cop is almost like fucking.
He's one of the different layers. Could you break the movie's acts down? Because he has like several different layers. You know, there's lust. There's
was there 9 layers in that movie or something like that?
What are all the sins?
Well, it's not all the sins in it.
It's lust, gluttony.
In that movie, there's more than just the sins in it.
I thought it was just the sins.
Or in that book, I mean, in that movie. Well, I saw the movie too.
They made a movie too.
The movie's really fucking good.
I never saw the. Are you talking about the animated one?
That one was really good.
The animated video game one?
I kid you not, that was a fucking awesome movie.
I didn't like the animated video game movie.
You didn't like that?
Not that much. I didn't really care for it that much.
Oh my god, I thought that was a perfect movie almost.
It was based on the video game, right?
Yeah.
I didn't care for it that much, really. I don't know. But,
I'm surprised.
Like, it wasn't god-awful, but it was just whatever to me. I don't know. But, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, the bomb goes off.
I know.
What if he just fucking died?
I know. They had to just bring around comedy spec, just like, you know. Fucking Barnaby Jones, they're supposed to be, like, a bomb expert.
No, but
like everybody else, just kind of like, I wasn't really affected by that.
Yeah.
You fucking idiot. Bomb squad for 20 years. What a douche.
It was a flash bomb that Batman was sending to Clark for a joke. The only way Batman laughs is if it's at the expense of others. Someone got hurt. Lightly.
This part right here, I don't know what that's supposed to say. Is it because he parked in a black neighborhood?
I don't know. I think he just left it alone and just had to just get one more thing on it. I don't know.
I mean, I think
maybe
it's there just to dive him deeper into like Dante's Inferno.
Mm-hmm.
But it is. I just want to say, there's very few black people in this movie. The second that he parks in front of a black business, his car is torn to pieces.
What's 90s Hollywood trying to say?
Yeah, I know. It isn't.
Well, you know what? That guy, he did ruin that guy's restaurant.
Maybe that guy just called up all his friends. He's like,
yeah.
You know what? Fuck this guy.
He
ripped my phone off. He destroyed my restaurant, and he knocked over my. Yeah, he's knocked over all of my newspapers.
Like the Hitchcock Jaws. The Hitchcock zoom in right there.
Straight enough, I always go to Jaws first. Maybe because I saw Jaws before I saw the Hitchcock one. But I know that it goes the other way around.
Was it a Rear Window that did that first?
Might have been.
Vertigo, maybe. Probably Vertigo, actually, because of the name.
I'll just say it was the Hitchcock one. I remember seeing it, but I couldn't.
That's the creepiest animatronic Santa over there.
Oh. Look at ours just like fucking stare like, what the fuck is you doing in my house?
I understand people kind of going out make their house look cool for Christmas, but when they have the full-on kind of like diorama of like, you know, the birth of Jesus and like Robo Santa,
like the nativity sets,
like that all just kind of even as a child that freaked me out.
I feel like I like the lights more than anything else.
The lights,
and then there's some other stuff too. I mean,
I'm a simpleton. Just give me some shiny things to look at.
Yeah, I make them flash a bunch so that like it distracts me.
You know, and it's when you have the full on kind of like inflatable Santa like popping out of like a fucking like
Dude, look
inflatable
at
chimney.
knuckles right here. Look at
They're all
this.
scratched up.
What's he
The
doing?
shit he's been through.
Yeah, he's just been punching shit.
Coming up like Merry fucking Christmas. Goes back down in the little inflatable chimney.
See, this is where he keeps going farther in. Now he's like broken into somebody's home to fucking steal a child's Christmas present. Even that fat kid doesn't fucking deserve it, but still.
It's one of the
concept
he
alone.
He stops. But
He stops.
The concept alone is fucked up. But we know who this kid is, and we don't feel bad for him.
No, because we know that kid.
He's gonna grow up to be like Bizarro Ned Flanders here. You know what? You just realize if Ned Flanders shaved his mustache, this is what he might become.
Oh, he would be Ted so quickly.
Wait, because think about I guess maybe one of like what were the sons' names? Rod and Todd.
Yeah.
Maybe like the kid is supposed to be like Rod, or one of them ate the other. And then, like, Maude is dead. Maude died at some point.
Maude died because she got hit by the fucking t-shirt gun in The Simpsons.
Yeah. So maybe this is...
Maybe Ned, this is like
moved.
a parallel... Yeah, he moved from Springfield to live next to Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, and he just kind of... He doesn't believe in God anymore, you know.
He just believes
he's
in,
just
like...
He's using
people's
all that...
wives.
He's using all that happy... He's using all that optimism and joy just out of just, with evil intent. It's all facade.
See, Arnold Schwarzenegger, he questions his actions here.
And then we got the Muppet reindeer coming up here in a second.
Yeah, it's just gonna charge.
That looks fucking scary when it's at the Muppet version of it.
Yeah,
hang that over your bed.
Yeah.
A poster of that on your ceiling looking down at
just
you.
fucking chomping at you.
Yeah.
You know people gotta die every year.
I totally forgot about
reindeers.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that thing in this movie, the reindeer thing chasing through the house. I bet the reindeer, I'm not trying to be this guy, but I guarantee you it was one of those things like, because it doesn't really matter. Well, I guess at the end we got him flying around in the robot suit, so I guess it doesn't really matter so much. But up until the certain point of this movie,
everything's pretty realistic. You're saying?
Yeah, I think I can see. I can see what's happening.
This is one of the funniest parts.
Yeah.
When he fucking kicks the head out.
Balthazar.
Yeah, Balthazar. Just to the carolers.
Well, it wasn't Jesus, so we don't give a shit. If it was Jesus or Mary, When
was the last time you saw carolers outside?
Actually, 2 days ago.
In San Francisco?
Right outside my apartment complex. Russian carolers.
Huh, that's pretty cool.
Playing an accordion.
That's even cooler.
I actually cheered for him. Like, yeah! I just kind of went back to brushing my teeth.
Like, there's all that snow there to put that fire out with, but he uses a scarf.
Yeah.
Balthazar.
But this right here, what was I going to say?
I feel like you could have broken out of this by just going, your reindeer was going crazy. I thought I'd put him inside. Shit happened.
He attacked.
I tried to save this Turbo Man doll. He was going after it.
No, I was going to say, no.
He was going to hump it.
He had a big, raging red lipstick out.
He tried to get me, but I locked him inside. Yeah. He got Balthazar, though. I'm sorry. It's better he burned that way.
He fucked his head off.
Balthazar wanted me to burn his head.
Did you know reindeer ejaculate flames? Did you know that?
I didn't know that till right now.
That's how they stay hot. That's how they stay hot in the winter.
See, honey, I'm trying to explain this to you. See, Ted doesn't believe me here, but.
No, but I was gonna say, I could see the reindeer being something they kind of add in the last minute. Like, okay, it's all just kind of like a funny, family comedy that kind of escalates. Like, give him a fucking reindeer and have him chase him to the house for a minute. He's gonna dress up like a superhero. Fuck it, make him CG. He's gonna fly around, make it a superhero movie. The last act.
And is that the only CG
that's
I think
not a problem.
is just like the flames. Well, I think that's kind of cool because it's almost that little bit. You take people out of reality just a bit and just saying how cool. It's almost like as a kid, how cool would it be if that's. Because you always look at those guys dressed up as superheroes and whatnot, and you just almost had that thing what if that was just a real fucking Wolverine right there?
Just deck him the fuck out. Fuck you!
Fucking take you down, fucking Conan style.
That's actually a very sad picture.
I had dreams.
Just give it subtitles.
Yeah. I remember that part in Conan Destroyer makes me laugh so hard because he just fucking punches out a horse. And I can't remember if there's a guy riding on top or anything like that, but just.
They didn't spit, or was it a camel? Didn't the camel spit?
Look at this big guy's got his arm around him. You know what? I might eat you one day too. Here's Arnold fucking got a 6-pack going, drinking off a deer or a fucking
That's
reindeer.
Some fucking nasty ass beer to just unless he mixed cornmeal in there with it. I don't know what the fuck he did.
Yeah.
Poor Arnold, just like, yeah, this
is
house I built for my son.
Yeah, his little fucking clubhouse.
When you build a clubhouse for your son, you think, look, this is Christmas and your birthday for the next 2 years.
Yeah.
That's how much it costs.
Literally.
But Arnold's a good dad.
No, he's just too good of a dad. And he realizes, you know what? Here, I'll just get this reindeer super drunk. Hopefully he'll be so hammered that by the time Ted comes back, this deer
kill everybody in the house. All right,
then we get this sweet parade part where I remember as a kid I was like so blown away when I was like,
this has to
Sonic.
Well, they have a bunch of them in here. Sonic was the big one I noticed, and I almost kind of like stop and rewind the movie a few times.
Just like this is the closest thing I'm gonna get to a live action Sonic the Hedgehog movie,
which
this still is.
On its way. That's apparently gonna be PG-13 from like somebody was interviewing the guy online. And he actually said, he didn't say a whole lot, but one of the writers said, we're aiming for PG-13, actually. So.
The cool thing is I heard that Sega themselves are supposed to be making just a buttload of fucking games based off their classic video games.
Movies based
or
off
movies, that's what I mean, yeah. Games
so Altered Beast.
Yeah, Altered Beast, Streets of Rage,
Jet Grind Radio? Jet Grind Radio?
I don't think that's in the classic ones as much.
That's not classic, but still.
Yeah.
It's a classic to me. I like to see Jet Grind Radio. It'd have to be a weird, artsy, kind of like Scott Pilgrim-y kind of movie, but yeah.
Yeah, but it'd be sweet.
No, right here.
I think these Santas look kind of weird because they're their costumes on. They all look like they're like solid and plastic.
I know, yeah. Maybe they're doing like the B-52 thing. I don't know.
Probably.
But no, like there is. I'm wondering because you see a bunch of like copyrighted stuff. You see Matilda. You see Sonic.
Matilda's in there.
Matilda, yeah, Matilda's in there.
You know,
Matilda was
for fucking Ted being like
that was a little like French girl.
I know who Matilda is.
I was just double checking. That was Matilda, right? The little French girl.
in the blue hat and everything.
Yeah,
she had a book, and then they made a movie out of her like way later on.
Yeah, TV show. I remember like.
Oh yeah, they had the TV show.
There's a TV show. I remember it came on after. I want to say it came on actually after of all things like I was saying earlier. Sonic the Hedgehog. So just like the fuck's this shit? Sonic.
Yeah,
there's Barbie. So I wonder
Snoopy,
Rock'em
crayons,
Robots.
fucking Bert and Ernie.
I'm wondering, are these just like, all right, these are some suits we came across used in the movie, or do you think they said, these companies will give us some money. These companies will give us some money if we use their characters, or their products right here for a second.
Probably
somewhere.
fucking we got Leonardo.
They
got the tick. That makes it 90s right
as
there.
Fuck.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Because Gumby had that resurgence. Etch a sketch. Gumby had that resurgence back in
the Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
For a second, I bet little kid would see that. Matilda. I bet like some kid would see that like Master Chief.
Cat in the Hat. Yeah, exactly. Master Chief. But no, I kid you not. This day as we're recording this, that's the closest thing we got to our live action fucking Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
Yeah. I mean, at that age, I probably would have just settled for a hedgehog that was spray painted blue.
Yeah.
It'd probably die, but, you know.
But we would have known better. It was the 90s.
Yeah.
We just had dreams then.
Well, it had the same thing with, like, what was it? The Tin Man. They went through, like, one or two Tin Man in the original.
Oh, yeah, because the guys couldn't handle it.
Because they didn't realize that, like, the spray paint would kill them. Oh, this part's just... It's not even kind of like funny creepy. This part's just creepy.
Like, I've been watching you since that party, 6 months ago. And he remembers, like, everything's like, you like that dressing.
Italian dressing.
I poured it all over your salad.
Yeah, you liked it.
Now let me take my fingers and put it in your salad. Just like, Ted!
Yeah, she is taking this way too well.
Like, oh, well, he's just a nice guy.
You stop that.
I mean, just because I've seen his penis a couple times, that doesn't mean anything. He was just trying to chase me down the hall if it was fun and games.
I would go to my window. He'd be standing there, staring at me blankly with his eyes wide open.
It just said "Happy Birthday"
across his belly. He was wearing combat boots though for some reason.
There was the most creepiest commercial I saw on TV. It was a Christmas one where these fat guys were slapping their bellies like they were drums.
Oh, I saw that.
It was a Kmart ad, and at the very end, this is it was so ballsy, in a sense. Like the guy literally jingles his balls in a Kmart ad.
I saw that.
And I was like, you can buy that on TV?
Yeah, it was for underwear or whatever, right? It was like.
Well, yeah, but it was a Kmart commercial.
Yeah, that was. I remember seeing that.
I was disturbed. I was fucking watching it in a Japanese restaurant. It was horrible. And it was on some talk show too.
Is this a Japanese talk show or a Japanese game show right here?
No, they just had it fucking CBS on or something weird like that.
Oh wow!
It was that
this again. Fuck.
Yeah, look at this poor guy. Look at his face. Oh, it's so fucking. And then watch his face is clear now. His face.
I noticed that. Yeah, really.
I noticed it when I was watching last night.
Oh shit! Oh fuck! I gotta run away from this 70-year-old man.
Really, the 70-year-old man's almost sort of like
spry as fuck.
Lucifer here, like fucking like
yeah,
pretty much tormenting him throughout his entire adventure. Not like he's nearly as bad as that. He's really just doing his job. But other than that, though, if this is Dante's
an archangel, maybe like you can't come into heaven just yet, kind of thing. Like
you can't come into heaven now. Oh, fucking bus! Who put that bus there?
See what we got here. Oh yeah, this is where he went.
This is where he sneaks into. There's nobody in here. I was looking.
Maybe, what if I know he's just coming in here again? What if the guy who plays Booster is?
He's the guy from Better Off Dead.
That is. He's the street value of this mountain guy. What if that guy? What if that guy's Booster? No, what if that guy's Virgil? I like how the cop walks in like, can't be around that corner. Can't be around that fucking corner.
Dude, this guy right here could have played Edward Nygma in fucking 95.
Oh, this guy. Totally
look at that guy. Look at that guy. He's the Riddler. Look at him. Look at him.
Yeah, he's Riddler as fuck right there.
I like how you could just kind of walk in and people they're so behind schedule that they really just go, I don't care. Even this guy isn't the guy. We're dressing him up. He's going out there. Fuck it.
He actually looks kind of like somewhat of the Greg Capullo version of Riddler from the recent run.
Oh yeah. He almost looks like a more serious version too of that guy Cisco on Flash.
Yeah. I like what they're going with Flash, and Gotham even got better. I enjoy Gotham. I think they're at the mid-season finale for that though.
Yeah, they were a couple weeks ago.
He's going over to Arkham, so. No, I'm glad that show got better because I know we were kicking that show the balls for a while. Flash is still a better show, but I still liked it. They're going with Arkham.
But back to Jingle All The Way.
Yeah. There's just dead air. Just a guy talking here. I don't know what the fuck's going on here.
He's just setting him up. Thumbs up.
I
like he tells the other. He's like, the other guy, he burned himself, but it's okay. His brain activity came back. See,
this is the most. Yeah, I knew that guy looked familiar. But I'm glad because this guy, he's always just kind of like, I'm so happy and on cocaine all the time. This movie's like, I just don't fucking care. I don't give a shit.
It's funny in the credits. It says his name is Chain Smoking Booster.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I say to clarify it from the other Booster, that was, you think I'd just give him more, just give me the money, just let me be the guy fighting Booster.
In the beginning, literally, he's got like very little lines and everything, and now he's kind of that racist show against nerds or whatever on TBS.
Hate that. I'm never going to see that show.
No, I never.
I refuse to watch that.
It just bothers me because I have to see it during the movie theater.
Mm-hmm.
See, Booster's just got that weird fucking like.
It's scary.
On. Yeah, it's kind of creepy looking. It's gold and silvery. He's fucking like on the set of Magic Mike.
How much money does this toy company have to put this much money into, like, a working jetpack?
I know, I think... We've never invented a jetpack yet, but we have for the Turbo Man.
You think the government would come in like, I think this toy company, I think Mattel, has a little too much fucking money. We gotta up their, like, income tax.
Yeah, like, somehow, some way, their research and development team has gone much farther than our military has.
It's kind of scary. Yeah, it is a gold... But he still has, like, the gold jetpack thing.
I know.
But
dude,
yeah,
that suit looks really good though. Like because it's kind of got like a Buck Rogers look to it.
I think that's probably what they're probably cross between Buck Rogers, Power Rangers.
Power Rangers, kind of Buck Rogersy.
I think that's where probably Booster comes from.
And then
Power Rangers ideal.
Yeah, and then almost something you could even say, sort of Marvel DC-ish from like Golden Age.
Well, if you look at some of the artwork they had for Turbo Man here, it did look a lot like. Almost kind of like 90s, stereotypical 90s art style, just the big bulge. I mean, they were always big bulging muscles, but just the art style looked more of kind of like, I guess, even though like has this Flash Gordon look, kind of like I guess Image Comics or early Dark Horse kind of stuff.
Yeah, I can see what you mean there. He also kind of looks like what's his name from DC?
Booster Gold?
No, not Booster Gold. I'm talking about Turbo Man.
Adam Strange.
Adam Strange. Yeah, that's he kind of reminds me of like that kind of look too.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing about my Turbo Man action figure is like he does not shiny like that.
Big. Yeah, I mean that was the thing when you're a kid you'd see.
Even though it's supposed to be the special edition one, I guess us real people don't get special edition stuff.
They just look at you like, what's so fucking special? That's what the size of the kid. That's what the size of the kid right there. That toy.
Oh, look at that thing.
It's fucking huge. I like how he hugs it for a minute. This has to.
we look so weird to the audience. Just kind of going like, well. He's just like, but it's like
pushes it down lower and lower. He just cuts the credits right there.
He's just like cheering, like, "Oh, I found it!"
The most unsettling. He just flies off like, "No, fuck you, kid. I'm keeping it. It's mine. I like it more. I see why you like it. I'm not. What if Arnold just takes it home? There's Barnaby Jones again.
Look at this guy doing like backflips and stuff in the police wagon.
I guarantee you that guy was like just some guy like, "Oh, I finally got a job. I finally got a gig doing some cool stunt work in Hollywood." He's like, "Yeah, just that split second. Can't you see his face?"
Yeah.
This poor fucker.
I know, this poor
That's
guy.
you can tell he's like Ming the Merciless or something like that from like Flash Gordon.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if Sinbad has to come in here, he's just got all the schemes worked up to get this action figure.
No, but this part right here.
He's been stuck.
You think after a while, like Arnold would just turn and just like shut the fuck up, Booster, and just punch him out. All the shit he's talking on. Pick one, you fucking idiot.
Yeah. I like how the fat kid's like, he's pointing at me. I'm fatter than you. He can see me from a distance. You're just too skinny. Start eating more donuts, man. Like,
I like what Patton Oswalt once said. He says like, at one point in time, I was going to try and be a very, like, thin... I was going to try and be a thin, good-looking actor, try and be a front man. Then I realized, fuck it, character actors. You're always going to need a funny, fat best friend.
it's so true.
That role is never going out of style. I'll say these actually are pretty good looking. I mean, I know that now they look a little cheesy compared to what we have now, but like these are actually pretty good looking superhero outfits. For
well, the whole point, too, is they're not supposed to be, like... It's not like... supposed to be believable like we're in the Turbo Man world. It's supposed to just be like a parade costume, and for that, it's really good looking.
Yeah, and because there is a time like because you look at that if that's what like say when Adam Strange movie comes out, it looked kind of like that. It looked kind of cheesy. They'd have to probably then make them look more.
Well, I don't think if you just put in the right
the right way. I mean, if off
maybe
right
darken the suit a tad bit, but that'd be all you really need to do.
Do like maybe like kind of like the Star-Lord kind of thing, something to that aspect.
You could do something like that, yeah.
Something. I'm not saying it would look automatically horrible. But now, even for that time, though, that actually looks pretty good, though.
I wonder how many people go to, like, Comic-Con and cosplay as fucking Turbo Man.
I bet a few do.
Probably I bet you every once in a while you find...
You'd probably find hardcore Arnold fans. Like, well, who are you used to be? Like, Turbo Man. Like, what's that? Like, Jingle All The Way. Take a minute to explain for me.
Yeah, like, let me explain this. In the 90s...
Remember Jingle All The Way? I think I saw it once, but...
It's kind of a throwaway movie. Hey. That's a pretty good Christmas movie. Yeah. I kid you not, this probably is my, like... my favorite Christmas movie. I'm not going to say it's the best made Christmas movie, but it's probably the one I watch more than any other one. I know that's probably due to the fact it's got Arnold Schwarzenegger in it, so that kind of like outweighs it for like more than anything else for me.
Not to sound cliche, mine is probably It's a Wonderful Life. And then behind that is, in all honesty, probably Bad Santa. I think Bad Santa is probably number 2 for me.
Another one I like a lot is Christmas Vacation.
And if we want to just say, I mean, because it's not really a Christmas movie technically, but I guess if just movies that take place
Die Hard.
Die Hard. Die Hard number 1. If we're going off that, Die Hard is my favorite Christmas movie.
The Lethal Weapon.
Lethal Weapon.
It's so weird how action movies always take place during Christmas. Yeah, Gremlins.
Gremlins is I don't know. I think it's kind of like the combination of just I guess the whole thing about a lot of action movies taking place at Christmas or horror films taking place at Christmas, I guess it just makes it a little bit more unsettling, a little bit more scary in a sense, because you're supposed to be happy or you're supposed to be joyful, all this good stuff's supposed to be happening, but yet a lot of people are going to die at this time. We're supposed to be, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
I think that's the thing to it. It's this time we're supposed to be happy and cheerful, yet there's people dying everywhere at this, horrible time. Like, horrible timing kind of thing, yeah.
It's interesting how all these suits here are all set up for full-on combat.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like he's shooting razor blades out or something like that. But just think about those things fly off to the audience, as they're bouncing off his head.
Early CG.
Yeah.
Boom.
It's like that CG, and then when he opens his jetpacks, the flames are CG looking too.
Well, even when he kind of moved, he's almost doing the "fuck you, suck my dick" dance.
Almost like the X-Pac thing from WWF.
Yeah.
See, these guys just really mind Power Rangers.
They're definitely Power Rangers.
They
look like they're humping his legs right here.
Once again, if you're shorter than Arnold Schwarzenegger, that's just what it kind of looks like.
No, he looks kind of like Dr. Doom.
Yeah, he sort of looks like that too.
Dr. Doom and a little bit of as I said earlier, Ming the Merciless. Fuck you!
You punch that little midget in the head. See, that's one of the last movies I can think of where there's a lot of midget guys that got a lot of work in it.
No, that was one. I was about to say
in
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
That's one of my favorite lines right there when he's like, "Out of the way, box."
It's the little things.
No, Charlie Chaplin used
I was one guy. I was going to
say
that. There's the one guy. That's right. And then Lord of the Rings, it's all mostly... I mean, they got work for, the distant shots, but up close shots, they were all, actors.
Yeah, regular people that they just kind of, by shooting it correctly, made it look like they're shorter.
Uh-huh.
Everybody's just oh, that must be part of the script where this kid literally runs up climbs up the side of the building.
Yeah.
And the police officer's like, "Oh, hey, out of the way, honey. This is a great show, She's like, "My kid's up there. Oh, he's doing a good job."
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Well, you go save him. I'm coming for the heights.
Yeah. I'm scared of heights and,
And children. And guys in green suits.
I don't know why they accepted me to be a police officer. I think they're all, cause they all look like, they're all the Power Ranger colors right there.
Yeah, pretty much. And as I said, like, that's where they kind of got the idea.
How could he not keep up with the kid right there? The kid was just, like, lightly jogging.
I know.
Lightly jogging, my one weakness.
I don't know, maybe the suit. I'm going to say the suit's a little cumbersome.
And I'll even say this, the kid doesn't even have to probably go that far to climbing that. I mean, I understand we gotta create some tension by this point. But still, you think the kid would just run behind a police officer like, this fucker's trying to steal my toy!
Yeah, he's trying to rape me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was really enthralled with the show. Dude, were you really shooting razor blades out? Dude, he's trying to kill my kid. I know. I can't believe this suit actually does that. It's blowing my mind. All right.
Yeah, I've worked this parade for 30 years, and I've never seen anything like this.
All right, yeah. So we need like some support over here. Yeah, whenever you guys can. All right, thank you.
You know, all those flying scenes right here are actually pretty good looking. You know, you think about it for like the time, it's like it's believable.
You know, it's kind of like Arnold just kind of like wiggling in front of like a green screen is what they did for this.
But look, I mean, like
that's good.
Pretty darn good looking for 1996.
Yeah.
I just think of other movies at that time period. It's just like
when they show him falling at some point, I think maybe it already happened. He's falling on his back. You know, it's just Arnold like wiggling in front of a green screen.
Oh yeah, well that's how you shoot these things.
Yeah, I know that's how you shoot him. It just looks kind of funny though to me. Just because it's Arnold, like you never really expect it's like you know. You think he just kind of like fall, just like I'm falling. I'll get through this.
It's so weird how
I'll break
Jamie
the ground.
like climbs that entire tree. It's like that kind of concept of like if I go up to the top of a tree, he won't be able to get me from there. But you also don't realize you just like stuck yourself in.
Arnold fell. I just seemed like I'll break the ground with my face. It's not a problem. This part right here.
But you think everybody would be it's kind of like the
they are actually
slapsticky like kind
they are kind of like very like shocked here like. Is this guy fucking flying? I mean, they're not as shocked as they should be.
Yeah, you think that people would just be like blown away. You know, well, like here's the other black family, and of course their house is destroyed.
The fuck?
Their Christmas is just totally destroyed now. Look at that. It's just weird because it's like, okay, like, do you notice that's like there's no black people out in that entire parade other than Sinbad, and the only black family is just stuck inside their own house, all with themselves, not allowed to be out in public.
Is this like some horrible kind of like they stay inside, like some kind of like horrible like KKK community of some kind?
I don't know, but it's just like, look, there's just not enough out there.
It's like a Republican. Is it a Republican convention or something? Is that what it is? It has to be a Republican convention going on along with a Christmas party all at the same time.
It must be. It's in the north, so I guess we can believe that. Like, I got this boomerang thing here. It works too. It's
that is really cool. You have that poster the Arnold fans sent you, and the boomerang is one of the weapons on there, right?
Yeah, they put it down for the Jingle All The Way movie.
Yeah, what was the catchphrase? Because all of them had like one of the catchphrases from.
I think it says it's Turbo Time. I think
Turbo Time? That makes sense. That was a really awesome.
I'm not a boo-boot!
Put the cookie down! It's just the boomerang. No, I was actually thinking of that shot right
yeah, where he says wiggling.
Yeah.
That one, they probably dropped him on there, though. Probably a stunt guy, though. If I had to guess. It doesn't look like it's CG. No, we've got you, Mr. Black Man.
What are you doing? You should have been in there having Christmas dinner.
You're not supposed to be out during our parade.
Anytime, fine. Just not Christmas. It's baby steps. We can't let them all out at the same time, you know?
These are the Twin Cities here, you know? You're not in California or New York.
Oh, we are horrible people.
Who are those poor cops?
Oh, I know us. No. Okay, all right, progression. All right, we're moving on.
I'm glad they're making there.
Okay, we made it. Now this part right here, I gotta say, when he lands down and he says, "If only my dad can be there," I'm more surprised that he's like, "Are you fucking stupid? All right, A, who knows your fucking name? B, who is like this fucking buff? And how many people have an Austrian accent
in the Twin Cities? Come on, like literally.
How did you not narrow that
know
down?
I'm your dad? I mean, have you ever met somebody from Austria other than me and your grandparents?
You're not getting this fucking toy now. You're not getting this fucking toy. You're too fucking stupid for it.
And he's like, I'm gonna give it to the fat kid. He just like jumps in the fat kid's arms. Arnold Schwarzenegger's like, here, you can play with me. Fuck my kid. You don't know this, but I actually tried to steal your toy early on. So you know what? Here, just take.
You're my new kid. You know, your dad's probably gonna be going to jail for a while. No one likes him. Oh, what, doesn't something happen to him? Does he just get, like, slapped? Is that all that happens?
Who, the fat kid?
No, the dad. The evil dad. Ted Flanders.
No, because what happens is, like, the fat kid goes, like, you know, he's like, Jamie's dad is Arnold Schwarzenegger! Or Turbo Man.
It's Turbo Man.
And then he's like, let's get the fuck out of here, Billy. Or whatever your fat kid name is.
Your fat boy.
Just like, wow, this is so cool.
I wish my dad, like, it turns out my dad was Arnold Schwarzenegger this whole time. What if this movie just ends that way? Just kind of like,
I didn't know.
I'm actually Arnold Schwarzenegger. How'd that get by me, Dad?
Yeah.
Just because you're fucking stupid.
I like when the fat kid's like, Dad, why do you smell like barf?
Was it like eggnog thrown on him or something?
Yeah, I think that's it. I don't think he ever got barfed on. I maybe do a double take there. I was like,
now, what if, like, just right here, the cop goes back to Robert Patrick kind of thing, and he just gets to, like, you know, fight T-1000 right here? Like, it literally goes in a... he morphs into Robert Patrick, like, we have unfinished...
You mean if it's Turbo Man, or it's the Terminator movie where he goes back in time to secure the Turbo Man doll?
Yeah.
We have to keep the Turbo Man doll away from, like, the machines.
Yeah.
John Connor sent me back in time to protect it.
There's one protecting my mom. There's one protecting this, because this apparently has a very important chip inside of it that the machines need. They're 30 years ahead of time with this jetpack technology. It's within this doll.
What if when
this kid?
What if when Jamie gave the kid there, the police are like, he's not gonna need this, where he's going, just takes it, chucks it down, breaks it on the ground.
Where he's going, he is the doll.
They all laugh and high five.
Like Barnaby Jones just stomps on it.
I mean, I will say, like, I'm going to take this perspective. The kid has no idea what his dad went through all day long. I will say, you know, because kids...
Well, he does know the dad just fucking flew up in a jetpack, risked his life.
That's probably not crossed his mind. He's probably just he thinks, you know, because, you know, there's that kind of kid mindset where, like, danger and... It's like the ball pit. When I think about that ball pit now filled with disease and all sorts of horrible things, I didn't think of that when I was a kid. You know? Mm-hmm. And I think that's sort of how he looks at it there. It's like, he just thinks of his dad being Turbo Man, like, this is the coolest thing ever. So I will say, from his perspective, he didn't know all the shit he went through. It's not like he sat down and watched Jingle All The Way before he got that action figure. But still, I mean, there is that kind of thing, like... I mean, I get it's like his dad's Turbo Man. Maybe he's gone past, like, material possessions now. Even though it seems like he only accepts his dad because his dad's a superhero. He didn't accept his dad for the hardworking individual he was, making him fucking money and painting his goddamn Captain America poster on the wall.
Well, here's what I gotta say. Oh, huge Santa. Paul the Giant White.
I know, I just feel like it's like...
That's gotta be somebody.
Yeah, he must be like an old wrestler or something like
but
that.
Anyway, that right there... Actually, let's see if Sonic the Hedgehog's on the thing. They said Snoopy.
Barbie's there.
See if they have Sonic the Hedgehog.
Chain Smoking Booster. Nope. Where this?
Kids in the fuck that. Alright. Anyway, he's probably in the Stuntman or something. Okay. So, what was I going to say? Regarding that real quick. That ending right there, here's what pisses me off. Because the kid's already fucking annoying. And even though the kid didn't know everything he went through enough. He's like, this guy tried to fucking kill me for this toy. He also, my dad saved me. And clearly, regardless if you know he was out of his way the whole day, for the last, like, 15 minutes, he went through some shit. He went through that 15 minutes, he went through than what most people go through in the whole goddamn life. So,
that is true.
And he just hands it to the kid. I really wish this movie just ends as soon as that happens. Like, I got the real Turbo Man at home. Like, you don't know what I did for you, Jamie, to get that. It's okay, Dad. You don't fucking know what I did for you. It's fine. He just slaps the kid. He's like, I already gone too far. He just has to just starts beating the shit out of the kid in front of everybody.
Everybody's cheering. They're like, yeah, it must be part of the show.
The music just stops. Just being like, stop it, Dad, stop it! Cuts to credits. No music.
No music, you just hear slapping and like Jamie crying.
Credits just roll. No music. That fades away, just very unsettling. Merry Christmas. That's how we get to the bathroom scene. Larry the Cable Guy 2 in the bathroom.
It just opens up. Larry the Cable Guy's got like the Santa costume on, because that's what he's got on the cover. I'm taking all this from the cover. He's sitting there, fucking Jamie's just blowing him. He's like, my father used to beat me.
I don't give a shit. Like,
I'm Larry the Cable Guy.
If only I took the action figure. If only I want to be like, yeah, well, right now, I'll tell you where you are. You're You're right here in the bathroom stall with me, so just stop your mouth unless it's on my dick. Come on.
You said you had to get to Wisconsin by tomorrow. You know the toll.
This kid just comes across whenever he sees like Turbo Man reruns on television. Just a single tear builds up in the corner of his eye, streams down.
It comes on like in a bar. He like takes a cup and breaks the TV. He's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I just can't watch it. No, no, no." He's like, "My dad was Turbo Man." Sure, that's what the last guy said. He's like, "No, he really was."
Why do they have it? Why do they have a Boomerang on the bar in the bar at like 3 o'clock in the morning?
Wait, what?
Network. I'm thinking it's by this point it'd be a classic show.
Oh, did you say like on Boomerang?
Yeah.
Like it's Cartoon Network?
Yeah, because by this point it's a classic show. It's only a matter of time before they start putting live action shows on there.
Yeah. Well, they already have, I think, live action shows on there.
Boomerang? Yeah.
Sadly enough.
By that point it would be, in this movie's universe, that would be on Boomerang probably.
Yeah, well, I was thinking of, like the show that's, yeah, I guess that's true. Boomerang, bro, well, that's fucking, that's something else, but still. Still!
Yeah. A good Christmas movie. A flawed one, but still good. Nothing's perfect, though.
No, it's not perfect, but as I said, I think it's the one.
I think it's the ending. It's just the ending and, like, how shitty everyone is. Other than Arnold Schwarzenegger, which is his main flaw.
Exactly. Look, somebody's trying to take the name Rambo in there. Kevin Rambo Fitzgerald. But, no, I think it's one of those ones, like, personally, I think it's my favorite Christmas movie. I'm not going to say it's the best Christmas movie made out there. I think, yeah, maybe it's A Wonderful Life's probably the perfect Christmas movie. But this one right here, this is the one I like the most. It's probably just, due to the fact of Arnold Schwarzenegger. And, like, when it came out, it was like, I was so excited to go see it in the theaters. It was just like, oh my God, Arnold Schwarzenegger, new movie. True Lies was so amazing. That was the one prior.
True Lies is the one that came before this one?
Yeah, I don't think there's anything in between this and True Lies. And then after this one, it was like Eraser.
Okay.
But, yeah, I just remember being so excited. And this movie came out, like, I must have saw it right after my birthday because it said it came out on the 22nd of November. Because I know that, I think I literally saw Space Jam on my birthday. I want to say that came out on the 15th. And I saw that one. And then this movie came in about, box office-wise, it came in 4th. After Space Jam, Ransom with Mel Gibson, and then Star Trek First Contact.
No,
It's kind of weird Star Trek. But I guess that time period, but must have been just making tons of money.
Now we're kind of ending up here pretty soon. Just on a very Arnold-y Christmas note. What would be, I guess this is Christmas related, just more Arnold related, but what would be, because usually when you think of Arnold, like, roles he could play, it's kind of hard to imagine him as kind of like some big iconic character or the existing character, because he's Arnold. He stands out so much, you're just going to think of him as that character. I think the only one, I guess, Conan, but he was like the first Conan in live action, so that was before he was really huge.
Yeah.
So, what would be the one kind of role you'd like to see Arnold play?
Well, I saw this, somebody tweeted this online, and they said they had this, like picture of Deathstroke and a picture of old Arnold Schwarzenegger right next to each other, and he's like, dude, I think Arnold Schwarzenegger should play Deathstroke in one of the upcoming movies. And I just looked, I was like, dude, that would be so perfect. I mean, Deathstroke's original name is Deathstroke the Terminator.
Yeah.
Come on, how much more perfect can you get than that?
I couldn't think of one, but that actually right there would be pretty badass.
I would like to see. I think it's people always want to give him crap for like the
Mr. Freeze.
Mr. Freeze, which that's like I still love that movie so much that I don't really care, And it's like one of those ones like I like the way Arnold Schwarzenegger kind of like is in that. I mean, the whole point is like you can't really blame Arnold if you want a serious Mr. Freeze for the fact that it was that was just the decision of how they were going to make the movie. They were trying to make the movie campy in 1966 style. So, that's how Arnold Schwarzenegger played it. But I do think even that movie, though, if you take it for what it is, so there was a Tom Petty song in there, too.
Yeah.
We were guessing that early. But if you take the, Batman and Robin or Arnold Schwarzenegger playing Mr. Freeze for what it is, he does get across all, like, the serious stuff in there. Like, there is moments where he's, like, brooding and he's, like, always after his wife and whatnot. And then, yes, they throw in some comedy and whatnot in there.
I hate when they talk during the movie.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite lines in there. But I would like to see Arnold Schwarzenegger kind of come back and play, whether he play a villain or even a smaller character in like some kind of like Justice League / even Avengers movie. That'd be pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm. I think I couldn't really think of one, but when you said Deathstroke, the Terminator, I think that would actually be pretty good. I mean, I know a lot of people are going to be like a little thrown off by it, but I mean, he's in physical shape for it, and he even looks kind of like him.
Yeah, I think he's.
I think people will be thrown off by the voice, but I still think
you would have to switch him from being like Australian or.
He'd probably have to actually.
Dude, look, you can thank somebody. There's a phone number, 1-800-PHONE-THANKS. If you experience.
Oh, I didn't even know there's an ending scene here.
What the hell is this ending scene?
Oh, he's putting the.
Oh, I do remember this now.
He put the.
Puts the star up. Just gives the bird the fucking Phil Hartman out the window.
Phil Hartman's out there crying, just looking out there. All right, now I don't really remember this. I don't remember seeing this. Is there something funny that happens right here? I'm assuming it's.
Yeah, because I don't know if I. Yeah.
I'm just gonna fuck your brains out as soon as we're done with this tree thing and the kid goes to bed. He's like, okay, all right, sounds good. I like the sound of that.
As long as Phil's not videotaping it again like that last time. I know he's the only guy with the camera in the neighborhood. That doesn't mean you got to invite him over, though.
Yeah. She's smart. Oh, I think she's pregnant. I think I remember this now.
Whoa, yeah. Fuck, I got to get something else now? No, I actually do remember that now. I think the last couple times I watched this movie, I kind of...
Fuck, what if it's Phil's kid? Shit.
Oh, fuck, it's Ted. It's going to be Ted's kid.
Ted's kid, yeah.
Maybe what that is, you know, like the fat kid, we were saying, like, Ned Flanders, fucking the fat kid's one of them, and now that's the other kid, even though I know their ages are more closer, but still.
Shit, what if it's like some kind of time paradox thing, it's actually Larry the Cable Guy or some bullshit, and that's, it all ties back around?
Even though that makes the Jingle All The Way 2 is, like, in the future.
It's in the future, it'd have to be in the future. Oh my god, shit got dark.
I know. Maybe we should do a even stupider, sillier commentary on fucking Jingle All The Way 2.
I don't know if I'm
not planning on buying it. I'd say if we like rented it or something horrible like that.
I don't know if I want to spend money. Renting just something horrible like the concept of renting.
Okay, well maybe we'll have to just kind of go like break it to a Walmart, take a copy of it, and then return it. No harm, no foul.
And so we don't feel bad, just wrap it up in plastic wrap. Give it to them. You know?
Yeah, we'll reseal it. We'll use a hairdryer.
Walmart shoppers won't care.
No, they'll just be. They don't care.
All right. But, anyway.
There we go. Jingle All The Way. My favorite Christmas movie.
Fantastic Christmas movie.
Great Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
Really fun one.
And yeah.
So Merry Christmas, folks.
And go on to oldmanorange.com for more videos, podcasts, music, pictures, and more. Till then, I'm Spencer Scott Holmes.
I'm Ryan Dunigan.
And we will see you some other time.
Good night. Merry Christmas.
Thanks for listening to the Old Man Orange podcast. Check out our website at oldmanorange.com for even more podcasts, cartoons, videos, music, and more. Send us an email at oldmanorangepodcast@yahoo.com. Be sure to subscribe, share, rate, and review us on iTunes, Podomatic, or any of the other fine sites we might be located on. And if you want to help out even more, click on the Amazon or GameStop links on our webpage before you make any purchases there. It won't cost you a penny, but it sends us a little something our way. Thanks again, and tune in next week for more Old Man Orange Podcast.